Today we're going to start with the clip from Tim and Moby that reviews graphic design.
Yeah, you like it? It's from my new Robot Mavens Club. Of course you get to be in it. You're my best buddy. Also, the only robot I know. Dear Tim and Moby, what is graphic design used for? Sincerely, Macy. Well, people use graphic design everywhere. You can see it in books, road signs, magazines, the internet, and tons of other places. Graphic design is essentially a form of visual communication. It uses words, images, and symbols to convey an idea. Graphic designers also strive to make their work appear interesting, eye-catching, and fun, like my poster here. I want to communicate the idea that my new robot enthusiast group is way cool and that people should think about joining. I'm using photography to help convey my message. Here, it's pictures of robots. I also use typography to drive home the point that this group is kind of for techies. Yes, I'm a bit of a techie. Anyway, typography is the use of different typefaces or fonts in a piece of graphic design. I used a font that looks sort of, computery, so that people who like technology will know that this club's for them. Right, it would have had a much different effect if I'd used some sort of a script, let's say. Or a handwriting typeface. Or something else. And there's other stuff, too. The heart is a graphic representation of the idea of love. Everyone who sees it will know what it means, even though I didn't really spell it out. Every element in a work of graphic design conveys the intended message. That includes the color, the size, shape, placement, you name it. And everything combines in a way that's noticeable and easy to understand. Well, actually, graphic design has been with us as far back as the first known artists. Cave drawings are thought to be the earliest graphic representations of life. Once paper was invented, people started using that to design things like books. And the popularization of the printing press in the mid-1400s really pushed things along. But graphic design mostly took off in the 19th and 20th centuries. A lot of this was due to advertising. Companies realized they could sell more products if they used well-designed packaging, printed advertisements, and displays. Posters and billboards used striking images to catch people's eyes and make them pay attention to the message. Logos became very popular during this time, too. A logo is an easy-to-identify graphic symbol that stands for a company or organization. Later in the 20th century, the arrival of computers brought graphic design to a whole new level. Graphics programs gave designers powerful tools to create anything they could imagine. CD-ROM and internet design really took off in the 1990s. Of course, the technology took a while to get where it is today, but it wasn't long before computers and software could produce just about anything that graphic designers could dream up. Yeah, I'm telling you, graphic design is all over the place. You pretty much can't go anywhere without seeing some graphic design at work. You think you have a better idea for my poster? Yeah? Okay, let's see it. Oh. Yeah. I guess that could work too.
Let me introduce you to Carolyn Davidson. What does Carolyn Davidson have to do with graphic design and logos and symbolism? Well, Carolyn Davidson is a graphic designer who designed one of the most iconic logos that we know today, which is the Nike logo. When Carolyn Davidson was approached to create this logo, she was actually at Portland State University. She was working as a student, and someone approached her to design a logo for a company that they were making, and she just needed some extra cash to help pay for oil painting classes. What comes to mind when you think of Nike? Teachers can pause the video here so you guys can discuss your connections, your stories, or even keywords. Most people, when they think of Nike, they think of agility, they think of speed, and most often the flying Michael Jordan symbol. That's a very iconic symbol that we've connected with Nike over the years. Well, did you know when she was in school, Carolyn Davidson was inspired by the Greek goddess who was Athena Nike. Davidson chose the Greek goddess of victory who had a set of gossamer wings and would often be seen on the battlefield celebrating the winning soldiers. So, when you look at this goddess, you may say, there's no way it's connected to Greek mythology, but take a look. Where in this goddess do you see something that could possibly be connected to Nike? Well, take a closer look. One of the most iconic parts about Athena Nike are the set of gossamer wings that she would have. And do you see a motion that looks similar to that logo? Yeah, that's what she was inspired by, this swooshing, this great victory, this sense of movement that she saw present in these statues. And when we think of a check mark is a pretty universal signal. What does it mean? It means to get stuff done, to have something completed. Well, this combination of a goddess and a sweeping motion became an iconic symbol. It means victory, it means swiftness, it means motion, and completing the job. What is copyright? Copyright is the exclusive legal right given to a creator or assignee to print, publish, perform, film, or record any literary, musical, or artistic material. When Carolyn Davidson first was commissioned to create this logo, she was paid for $35, which basically came out to $2 per hour for her iconic Nike design. Now, how much is that company worth today? Millions? Billions? It wasn't until 10 years after she created that design that she was paid 500 shares in the company and a gold swoosh ring. 10 years! It wasn't until 10 years after they had made so much money that she was rightfully paid for her design. Why is copyright so important? Well, when it comes to being an artist, you're not just doing it for exposure. You have been trained, you have learned, you have taken time and money and effort and put it into a brand new design for which you should be rightfully paid, which is why copyright is so important. You don't want to be taking someone else's design forthright. You want to be coming up with something new, something unique. You had the choice last week to design a logo for an organization that doesn't exist, or to design or redesign a logo for an organization that currently exists. Now, if you take a look at, this is a great example, in my Chicago Canine Rescue, I kept the font, but I completely changed the inside as well as the colors. So I kind of redesigned that. I really liked this part, the font, but I went ahead and I took my own spin with that Chicago flag. You can make it unique enough that it is different than the original. For today, you are going to grab your sketchbook and a pencil. What you are doing today is you're creating two to three sketches of a logo issue of your choice. You're picking from one of the two. If you want to explore both, that is totally fine, but we want to see at least 2 designs for one of your social issues. So I chose on this half of my page to focus on cancer. So I like to write stuff out and also draw, so I wrote out the connections that I made to childhood cancer. But most of the time when you have your prosthetic, it has your name and year written across the top to help you remember. This is the part that would go under the eyelid. So I thought that was a really interesting connection that would very clearly help tell my story about retinoblastoma. At least 2 to 3 sketches. You're welcome to write stuff out. You're welcome to have some colors too. We will be learning more about color symbolism next week, so focus on your sketches this week.
Yeah, you're not throwing away your shot. Yeah, you're not throwing away your shot. Hey, you're just like your country. You're young, scrappy, and hungry, and you're not throwing away your shot. We know you got a lot on your plate today. You're 6th graders, and you've got a lot of things to say about social issues that you see from day to day. Well, guess what? Art is the place to be today. Once you are done with your drawings today, this is your shot. Don't throw it away. Take a picture. Upload those awesome logo designs. And please don't throw away your shot by not tapping that green check for approval. May the arts be with you.